Of looking at COMC sales data from 2023, and I'm going to try to get quicker and more efficient looking at stuff that jumps out more and talking more specifically about the thinking behind some of the cards that I buy. Last video we left off at the Ja Morant Young Dolphin background card that is apparently selling for a lot more now than it did in May when I last sold it. It's up to $50 now. I last sold it for $15. Still made 50% on it. My goal is always to try to make 33% or more whenever I'm buying a card. If I'm considering buying it, I have to ask myself, is this the lowest priced card? Is there more than 33% between the lowest and the second lowest price card that I can be able to make? And then another thing that I try to use, if you see the 75 cents here is what I sold this card for, this slam card, is because whenever I can get a bunch of cards of a certain kind of card, like Topps Tiffany or Mark McGwire rookies or just Hall of Famer vintage cards or Griffey cards or Jeter cards, some Jordan cards, and most of those are above 75 cents, but like these Provision cards or stuff like that, under 75 cents there's no storage fee on COMC. Above 75 cents is 1 cent per month per card. So if it's a dollar card, a $2 card, you're going to be paying 1 cent every month that you have that card. Hopefully your cards are selling quickly. Like you can see here, this Patrick Ewing I bought May 1st, I sold it May 24th. So in that case, even if it was above 75 cents, I wouldn't have been charged 1 penny. But there are cards like, look at this Scottie Pippen PSA 10, Prism, first year Prism PSA 10. I bought it November 2022. It sold May 25th, so I would have paid 6 months, so that would have been 6 cents. So that's not too bad, but it does add up if you have like thousands of cards in your store, which I think I do. If we go, let's go look. Look at my dashboard. I have 5,600 cards in my inventory. 2,200 for sale. So if I'm paying a penny per month for a lot of these cards, let's say at least half of these, I'm paying like $10 a month. So it definitely adds up. That's like $100 a year. So that's just a strategy. I was thinking, looking for certain cards that are below that 75 cent threshold, and if you can pay 50 cents or less, that's a good margin, 50% margin. And if you do that on dozens or hundreds of cards, it can start to add up. Like that one Griffey I think we had in the last video, this one here, it's only 50 cents to 75. That's a 50% profit margin. It's a small dollar amount, but if you look at, I sold a bunch of them there and I have 16 not for sale, 9 for sale for 25 more. So that would be the equivalent of having like a $20 card or something like that. And these are Griffeys, so kind of a blue chip situation with Ken Griffey cards. So let's scroll up this this Michael Jordan. Now, are these the sale prices in this column? Oh, this is my purchase price and the sale price is in blue. So this Jordan here, it looks like I was able to double my money on. This Jordan card goes up for sale a lot on COMC auctions, and let's see, there might even be some right now on auction. Let's look. If you go here and go to auction, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 of these cards on auction right now on eBay. So, I mean, this card is just always, for some reason, there. I have a bunch of them right now in Buy It Now in my inventory. Let's see, Michael Jordan. And there I've got 3 of them for sale, but I've got them. I had a graded one. I don't know if I have one right now, but Port de Fair I have 5 not for sale plus 1 for sale. So yeah, I scooped these up kind of on the low end of what they sell for when they come up for auction. This is pretty high, but this is not a Port de Fair one. This is just a regular quote unquote good condition one, but right now they're selling for less than that. It's 37. This is mine for sale right here. But I was able to flip that one for almost double. This Reggie Miller was a pretty good flip, sold on eBay. And the thinking behind a card like this is just to always kind of keep an eye on Hall of Fame rookie cards and just see like what's recently added or what kind of looks low, and then kind of pick those off if something seems like particularly low. Right now I have 2 not for sale in the 945 range, so maybe I'm waiting. This one's really nice, really looks clean and centered, so maybe I'll just put this one up for 1350. And then with some of the older ones like this, you really have to take conditioning into consideration, and then price accordingly. You might not necessarily need to be the lowest priced option if yours looks particularly clean. Like this one just looks kind of bright. I don't know, it looks bright. The cardstock does. It looks centered more or less right to left, top to bottom. Like this card looks a little faded. This is off-centered. Corners look soft. They just look a little fuzzy. This one looks a little bit brighter, but it's more clearly off-centered than mine. So I'll just leave that one there. But my thinking with not having the card for sale is that if it's not for sale, I'm not paying storage fees. And when the price comes up, as it does, then I can put it for sale and try to be the lowest available. Right now, this the John Stockton of this set has just come up in value just over the last couple days, and I was able to start listing some. I was grabbing those for a while, and it was just staying pretty low, staying at a pretty low price. But now you see I listed 1, 2, 3, 4 of these, and they're all the way up to $19 for the cheapest one. For a long time, I got these at $9.99, but for a long time this card was available for $8 or $9 on COMC, and I was just stuck with all these cards because I didn't want to have them listed because there were cheaper ones available. So there was no point in listing them. But now, other than mine that are here, the cheapest one available is $20. So I think that was a good intuition for me to just kind of stockpile these, wait for the price to come back, and hopefully I'll be able to sell. I did sell a couple of these already in the last couple of days, maybe like 3 of them I sold already. But when I saw that the price had gone back up, that was when I listed a few of them. So let's see what else we have. The Scottie Pippen, that was a good profit margin. First year Prism PSA 10. I probably bought that, probably won that at auction. Let's see what else is good. This is a Andre Dawson, with the cutoff at 75 cents. If I was able to get that one, probably just looking through kind of like vintage or second year cards, third year cards for vintage cards, Hall of Famers. This one I wouldn't buy at 60, just because if I listed at 75, it would only be a 25% return, and I'm trying to stick to 33% or better. Like this Cal Ripken, that's like a 50% return or so. Randy Johnson is one that I get a lot. Darryl Strawberry is one that I look for a lot. I think I have a few left, but I bought a bunch of these over the summer for like $1. There I have one at 190, and they're nice too. It's clean, you know, better than this one for sure. I have 6 left, but I bought a bunch over the summer, closer to $1. These I paid between 120 and 150. But definitely keep an eye on just Darryl Strawberry rookie year. Let's see what's on there right now on the site from list by lowest price. These ones are appealing, but they just don't sell that much. Like the oddball ones that sold 51 copies, so you would probably be stuck holding that for a while. It's more so the tops here, and then you've got the Fleer and the Donruss. Let's see where we have Donruss here at 650, so that's not a really good price. Oh Peachy, that might be kind of a good price. And then I don't see Fleer, I just see Fleer X-Mint to Mint at 750. Oh, the raw is 378. That's, yeah, there's not much action there. I mean, this is a terrible copy. So nothing exciting. Joe Montana, that's like 50%. There, this more than 50% here for the Shaquille O'Neal rookie. But this is a pretty cool Montana, second year card. I think they sell for 10 or more when they're, you know, really nice copies. Like this one I have is pretty clean. Right now you could even probably maybe just buy this one. This one looks pretty nice. It's got some stuff on it on the back there. Yeah, some stuff on the surface on the back. This one looks pretty nice. This is a seller that has really good prices a lot of times, and I think they'll accept offers if I'm not mistaken. But let's see if this person will take an offer, and we can look at their stuff. I remember buying a bunch of stuff from them. It's a big account here. You see 1,400 Hall of Fame cards. Let's look at rookie year Hall of Fame cards from lowest. Let's see what they have. They have Edgerrin James, Vlad Guerrero. I like Vlad. This hockey guy here, this Brett Favre, that might be a good one to get. Jack Sikma. They've got that Shaquille O'Neal, that was like the one that we sold. Tony Dorsett. That looks really off-centered. The Top Stripper Jones, that one looks off-centered. Randy Johnson, I like this card a lot. Let's see what else. Joe Sakic, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. James Lofton, it looks a little faded. There's a Paul Pierce here. I sell Paul Pierce, but he kind of makes me nervous. Like, he doesn't. Sometimes I feel like I get stuck with Paul Pierce a little bit. But I did sell some of his stuff recently. Iverson too, I have a lot of him. I'm a little nervous about buying more of him, maybe just because I have so much of him right now. Let's look at this Kirby. It looks like it might have a white corner here. Terrell Owens too doesn't really sell all that much. This one I've bought and sold. Randy Moss, I don't know, Randy Moss doesn't really sell all that much. I have bought and sold Randy Moss, but let's just stick to this one page and see. So right here he's competitive, but he's not the lowest price. This one he's just about the lowest price, so let's add that to the cart. This one is close to the lowest. I'm at 190. We'll just skip that. This one is the lowest price. It looks like it's got some almost like a water stain or something here, so let's just forget about that one. This one, yeah, see, it just doesn't really sell like at a high volume, so I'm just gonna skip that. And this one too, it's not even priced that competitively. So we could go and make an offer on that Brett Favre. Brett Favre does sell pretty well. And then Jeff Kent, crazy, I sold that for 59 cents because I don't think you can get this one for under 75 cents. Yeah, right now it's at $1 on sale, but $2 is the normal price, or I guess $1.70 if this guy's sale ends. And I actually think that Jeff Kent is like, you can see here there's kind of like an increase in this card being sold, and I just think that Jeff Kent might be kind of a sleeper one to buy. There's this one at 72. There's the Leaf. There's the Leaf X Mint. There's the Fleer Update. And there's the Pinnacle. He doesn't have that many. The score rookie trade is pretty high, so he doesn't really have that many rookies. But I almost feel like you could just buy these 4 and slowly sell them one by one for $2 a piece, like doubling your money. So maybe I'll just add these to the cart and think about that. These ones are mine here, the lowest priced available. They're from 75, and so I don't need to do anything with that. And then you've got the Leaf. So this one sold 9 copies last quarter, which means once a month, and you could probably buy this one for $1 and either relist it at 145 or even relist it at 250 and let the 145 guys sell first, or buy 145 as well as the one. So maybe I'll just add these to the cart and think about that. You know, that might be an option. This Griffey doubled. Sometimes you just go to like Ken Griffey Jr., sort by lowest price, and then look at a card and be like, hey, that's a pretty cool card for 10 cents or 20 cents. And then open it up and see if there's not that many of them. You know, if there's a ton of them at 10 cents, then it doesn't make sense to buy it. But if there's one at 19 cents and then the next one isn't up until 40 cents, then you can double your money on that. This Eckersley, I made money and I made like a pretty good margin on this, but this is a card that I'll probably not be buying in the future just because it's really condition sensitive. This card looks like it's got water damage, it's terrible. This is like terrible centering. And these are just the normal cards. These aren't even the ones that COMC put as X-Mint, or they don't even have any X-Mint on the site, but good to BG, poor to fair. Let's see if we looked at good to BG. Like that card's completely beat up here for $8. And I have some of these. I've got 5 of them, not for sale. I paid from $9 all the way up to $15 for these cards. This one's off-centered, but the corners and edges look somewhat okay. It's got some surface stuff on it. This one almost looks the same. It's got surface stuff on it. And yeah, this one's got a corner, less surface stuff, but it's off-centered. It's just a really hard... This one's probably the best looking one so far. And I paid more for that. I paid $14. And this one for $15. Again, it's got the surface stuff. It's off-centered. I did sell one recently of this, but I'm just... That's one Hall of Fame rookie card that I'll just be skipping. Edgar Martinez, that was almost doubled on that. Let's see where that one's at. That's about where it is. That's about the normal price. I have him listed at $1 here. If you wanted to, this card sells at a high volume. You see 500 copies. You could add these to your cart and make offers on them. I know this particular seller does not accept offers, but you could make offers on these. Like this guy just uploaded this, and I wonder if it costs 50 cents now to, yeah, see, there you go. to load cards to the site, why would anyone accept a 50 cent offer for, because most sellers have 50 cent as a minimum. So here you got Yao Ming. I doubled my money on that. How often does this card sell? Not all that often. And I'm at 190. It's tempting to buy this card almost to quote unquote protect mine here, or to, you know, make it more likely that mine sells. It's also a 70 cents profit, which is more than 50%. Maybe I'll just buy this. So I'll just buy that card. And these rookie sensations are pretty cool. You know, similar to the Pro Visions. I like to look for those. The Frank Thomas is one that I keep an eye on too. So right now I'm here on the lowest price. I don't even need to be that low. 149 is the lowest. This card doesn't sell all that much, but I have two more of them not for sale. I'm gonna increase mine just to 174, and I've got two of these at 120, 145 is what I paid, so not making a huge margin on these. And then you got a first year Prism here. So we go to the next page. Let's see what we have starting from the bottom. Wade Boggs, another Hall of Fame rookie card. That's kind of my bread and butter, Hall of Fame rookie card. Kobe Bryant. That's a more than 50% return on that one. And then this one is Jack Morris, who's not, is he a Hall of Famer? I'm not sure. Yeah, I guess he is a Hall of Famer. But this card, look at this, sells a lot. 810 copies I've sold. And you have a margin right away from 75 is the lowest here, and this is a pretty nice looking copy from 1978. I mean, at least it's centered. It looks better than this one. This one looks pretty good too. But then it goes up to 138, so you can always buy this one and expect to double it. Expect to double your money. Maybe I'll add that to my cart and add this one too. But this one's off-centered, and you can see the corner there. But cards like this, if it sells a lot, 810 copies, 37 in the last quarter, that's 10 a month. So every 2 or 3 days, this card is selling. So if you, even if you buy these two and reprice them at $1, you're making, that's a 33% actually. Buying this one, selling it for $1 is would meet my cutoff. And then you got another Darryl Strawberry here. You've got Deion Sanders, the 1989 score. That's a popular set. This card sells a lot, 800 copies. And look at this, when the Colorado team that he's coaching had a hot start this season, this card was going crazy. It was selling for like $30. And I actually sold some of them at that price, which is crazy. But I was in a good position because I had a bunch of these. And I bought these, look at it, all the way back in 2022. Bought one for $8 in 2022. So I just keep an eye on these. And, you know, if I have money in my account and I see them a little low, I can make offers on these, for example. This one has a white corner there. But I could make offers. If I see them around $8 or $7, I could just buy them. And I know that I'll be able to sell them because they sell frequently, and usually at least $10 is what they usually go for. So I feel like it's really helpful to just have an idea of what is the card usually selling for, what's like the normal price of the card, because it's always going to fluctuate on COMC. Sometimes it might be a little higher than that, and you know, and then people add more to the site, and then they undercut the price, and then the price comes down, or people compete with each other and lower the prices, and the price comes down. So be careful if you see a card and you don't really know what the normal kind of historical trend of that card is on COMC. You might just think that you can buy it, you know, based on if you think that there's a good margin between the first and the second, but it might actually be at a high watermark for that card, and it might not actually be a good buy, because then before you know it, it's half as much as what you paid. And so this is an example of a card I feel like I have a good sense of where this card is historically, and it's about a $10 card or so, $10-12. And the more you can get cards like that where you know what the price is, then you can feel comfortable buying it. So like this Iverson Topps card, I can tell you the raw copy will fluctuate between 5 and 10, or even more than 10. And when it's at 5 or 6, I'm tempted to just buy all of those at 5 or 6, and I'll show you in a second. But this one I bought a PSA 8 and made close to a 50% margin on. And I'll show you in a second what they're going for now, but like I'll have a bunch of these in my account, and then I'll be tempted to keep buying them and buying them and buying them. So here you got the raw copies at $8.40. And look at I listed a bunch of these. The only reason I would have done that is because I saw that they went all the way up, so they went up really high. And like I told you, I have a bunch of these. And look, see, even as low as $3, $4, $3, $4. But I'm even tempted sometimes to buy them at $5, $6. Here I bought them all the way up at $7.20. So I'm going to take these off from sale. But see, at one point, the lowest available was $20 for some reason, which is way too high for this card. But that's when I decided, all right, well, I'm just going to put a bunch of mine for sale at half, at half of what the cheapest available is, and hopefully they'll sell. But I don't want to leave these on the site because I'll be paying storage fees on them. So right now I'm just going to undercut the cheapest available, and I'll just go to 8.7 or 8.8 because I'm running a sale anyway, so it'll still be cheaper. And it's good because I can afford to do that, because I have these cards as low as $3.50, $4 a piece. So I can afford to be the cheapest available of this card. And this card sells a lot, over 1,500 copies. So 77 a quarter. That's like 25 a month. So almost once a day this card sells. Almost every single day this card sells. And I didn't realize I still had that one, so I'm going to take that one off. So there's that. That one's done. The Bo Jackson rookies I usually try to look for, and I try to think about it like a 250 cutoff, other than the Topps. Obviously the 87 Topps is cheaper. But to me, usually more or less under 250, it's kind of a good buy for this card. I don't currently own this particular Bo Jackson rookie card. This one's pretty messed up with the corners. And when you see a card like this, you can go report error and say wrong condition, or needs a condition note. I just put wrong condition, maybe. You can do that. I don't know if it's effective, if they do anything about it, but clearly this card should be marked as poor to fair, or good to BG, or X-Mint. I don't even know if this card would qualify as X-Mint to near mint, but it definitely doesn't belong in the normal, mint cards. But if you wanted to, you could buy these, this $2 one. Ignore these ones that are for sale. Ignore this one that's in terrible condition, and just list it at $273. That would be within the 33% guideline they try to use. And this card sells somewhat frequently at 256. But if you go to Bo Jackson 1987 and you ignore the newer ones, this one I have a bunch of. I try to stockpile on this. Sometimes you'll see someone run a sale and they'll just be like 50 of these for 60 cents a piece or something, and I'll just buy all of them. I think that happened 80 cents a piece. So you can see on the same day, 21st of January, I bought all of these cards, and way more I can tell you because I've sold a bunch of these. This card sells a ton, and right now I'm selling them for about almost double, more than half, more than 50% increase of what I paid. But look at how much this card sells. 5,000 copies almost. 340 quarterly sales, 100. So it's selling like 3 times a day almost, this card. That's crazy. So yeah, I've got a bunch of them right now. And if you look here, this is a pretty good buy for 150. That's a good buy for 150, although it's very off-centered. This is a good buy for 170. I try to think of just $2.50 is really kind of the minimum that a Bo Jackson rookie card should be. And again, they fluctuate, but and then the Leaf is probably more like a $5 card, $5 to $6 card. It's more rare than the Donruss, but we could take a look at that one. Let's see. So I've got mine at $5, and this one's at $3.50. So we could add that to the cart. Might be a good buy. This one at $150. This card sells a lot. Very popular card. At $150, I'm selling it for $2. But right now, this card is on the low. It's like on the low end of where it typically is. This one is a bad corner. This one's way off-centered. But this one looks pretty good, so we'll just buy that one. And I don't have that many of this in the X-Mint to near mint bucket. But let's look over on the raw side here. 170, this one was just added. We can make an offer on that. But yeah, see, these guys are just competing with each other, and this card is way lower than it should be. I even feel bad selling it for less than $250, honestly. And I'm sure it'll be back up above $250. But we can add these. This one looks nicer. And let's see if we can make an offer on these two. Make more offers. 131 he'll take. Let's send that over. And this one's at 150. We could probably just buy this one. Let's see if they'll take an offer, because then we can relist it at less than 284, which is what the cheapest regular one is. Let's see if they'll take an offer on that. Yes. 120, that's a good deal if he'll take it. And then we're back here. I want to see what I paid for these. I have 34 of them. So I've paid between 160, 150, 185, up to 129. That was a good buy. Up to 220, 240, 220, 220, 220, and up to 250 is the most I have paid on this card. But 150, 150, yeah. And I have 34 of this card, but it's sold over 1,300 copies. There's another Kirby Puckett, so Hall of Fame rookie card. Magic Johnson. I saw a bunch of these got added at one point over the summer, and I got a bunch of them from the same seller. Let's look, yeah. 119, 119, 119, 119. Yeah, I purchased those, and 119, 119. So all of those I got from the same person. They added them, and they look super sharp. They're way off-centered, but they're super crisp, like near mint to mint crisp corners and edges. And then this person, I paid $675 for these. It's got this surface thing, which a lot of the cards from that set do. But $675 is crazy for this card. This one's got that surface. Alright, so this one's way off centered, and I'm right here. It's got the surface thing that this guy has, and then look at the surface thing this guy has here. It's just very common on this card. You can see it again here. You can see it on this one. And this card sells somewhat frequently. Second year Magic. Tyrese Maxey. This is one that I bought in the summer where it was like, okay, which basketball players do I think would be good to buy, just because it's better to buy them in the off season and sell them, you know, at the start of the season or during the season. And two of the players that I thought of were Tyrese Maxey and Anthony Edwards, so I did buy a bunch of those. Let's see, I don't have any more of this particular card, but I bought a bunch of Anthony Edwards, like Donruss rookies and Prism rookies and stuff, Optic rookies. Let's see what else we have. Another Yao Ming. Is that the same card that we just bought? Yeah, we just bought that card. Another one of these, Ivan Rodriguez. That's cool. I guess I sold two of those pretty quickly. Rafi Palmeiro. I don't know if he sells that much yet. 383. That's actually not bad. This card is sold. 22 in the last quarter. That's like 7 per month. That's not terrible. But there's not a lot of action on this. I mean, I don't know what you could do with this. You could buy... Yeah, there's not really much you could do with that. But if you look at rookie year Palmeiro, is there any action to be done? Look at the tops. The tops really should not be as much as the Donruss. If you remember, on the Bo Jackson, the Donruss is more than the tops. But the leaf should probably be more than 36. Yeah, see there's a difference already between 36 and 50. And this one's way off center too. But it doesn't sell that much, so I'm reluctant to buy this card, even though that would be a good gap from 36 to 50, just because it doesn't sell that much. And then these other rookies of his probably sell even less often than that. Let's see what else we got. We got Shaq here. We got 87 Topps Jose Canseco. It's cool. It's got this Topps All-Star Rookie Cup, and at one point I went and I looked for all the cards that you could find of players that have these rookie cups on them, even if it's not their actual rookie card. Like Derek Jeter has one. I think it's in 97. This card sells pretty frequently, 580. Derek Jeter has one with the rookie cup. I forget who else, but I bought a bunch of those at one point. I think people like those. And then you've got Deion, of course, Deion Sanders rookie. Another Darryl Strawberry. The checklist cards. This is just 86 Fleer. I always just go to 86 Fleer and see. So right now you've got this one at 960. And the next one is at $14.99 and then $17.25. So I'll actually just buy this card right now and relist it for 15. And now I'm here and I'll make 40% or so on this card. It sells pretty regularly, and it's just 86, 87 Fleer is another one of those kind of bread and butter things for me. I'm gonna see what they have for the cheapest available. Buy it now if the site will load. But this is one that I'll come in once in a while and check and just see what's there, if anything new has been added, if anyone's running a sale. Let's see if it'll let me do it. Yeah, so this is 150 is the lowest available 86 Fleer card right now, but usually $3 to $4. So like this Daryl Dawkins looks low to me, and I have mine at $299, so I probably wouldn't buy this at $250. But but the next one here is at 4. So actually what you could do is price this one at 4, buy this one, or at least make an offer on it. And that's what we'll do. Because Daryl Dawkins is, is a Hall of Famer. I think he might have won an MVP. We'll offer $2 for that. But you could just go through here and open these cards up and see, what the margins are. So let's just look at these two and get back to. So this is at 150. It's got some corners. It's off-centered, but the next one available is $3, and that one's got a corner too. And then the regular ones are at 4. So yeah, you could buy this. I mean, it really does have that corner and this corner. I'll just add it to the cart and think about it. This one's got a bad corner on it. And you see that's me here. I'm here with the lowest price after this one. Alright, so going back to this, you got another Shaquille O'Neal beam team here. The Bow Breaker. Kind of a cool card. This one sells pretty frequently. I have 4 of them not for sale, probably because I paid too much for them. $1.15, $1. Well, I could put this $1 one up for sale. I'll put it at $1.75. So now I'm here, and this guy's on sale here. Maybe I should lower it a little bit more. Alright. Pedro Martinez rookies. I think he's a little underrated. I tried to buy up a bunch of those. And right now I could buy this one at 36. I have 18 of them not for sale. Let's see what I pay for these. 25 cents. Up to 33, 30, 36. So yeah, I could buy this one. I'll just take that one. Thank you very much. How often does this one sell? 300, that's pretty good. Yeah, I'll just keep adding those. And we got a Brian Urlacher rookie. That's probably not one that sells all that often. 100, over 100, that's not too bad. I don't have any right now. Let's see, Urlacher. Doesn't have that many. 152. But rookies under 75 cents, like this one. See how often that sells. It just doesn't sell often. There's not a lot of margin, so not much to do with that one. This one, this Billy Ripken did well. This Jordan did okay. This Russell Wilson, Anthony Edwards, that's good. Bruce Smith, that's good, 50%. Let's see what we have here. Right now it's lower than that, and you can see there's a little jump here, about $1. So these 3 might be good buys, and this card sells often. So you could add these 3, try to make offers on them. See if they'll take $2 for those. Our store credit just went up by a bit. Maybe we got some sales to check out. Let's go see. Must have sold something. So look at these John Stocktons just sold. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I can go back and sell more of them. But look, I paid 9, almost doubled my money there. Almost doubled my money there. Almost doubled my money there. So let's go to John Stockton. Lowest price is $20. And somebody's buying these cards. I'm feeling like it might be him, or it might be one of these guys. And because they just want to kind of monopolize the Stockton show. And I'm just going to look through these and see which ones I want to sell first. I'll sell this one. And that one looks pretty good. I'll sell this one. for 19. That one looks pretty good. This one. That one's pretty faded and off-centered. I'll sell that one for 18. But it feels good to get rid of these cards because I can tell you I had so many of them at one point and they were just sitting there at like $8, $9. I was like, it's crazy that this card is selling for $8 or $9. It's just, and but I was starting to think I was, shouldn't have bought them like that. But now this is the redemption time when you get to finally get to unload these like 20 John Stockton rookies that you had that you knew, and you're like, I knew I was right. So another Topps Tiffany. At one point I went through and just looked at Topps Tiffany cards, ones that I could reprice under 75 cents. Here's another Paul Pierce. I mentioned him earlier. He's a little iffy. He doesn't sell all that much. 233. Let's see. I have one. Well, I guess they went up at one point. That was the cheapest available at 2. I put a couple on here. Now you got more people listed, more copies. So it's just tough. But at one point I had like 30 of these or something. I did pay a good price for these. 60, 50, 60, 50. But yeah, it's just tough because people come in and then they. I'm gonna put this at $2. These two guys are annoying here. Let's see what else we got. The Frank Thomas, of course. That's such a classic card. 3,000 copies. Wow. Okay. Tim Hardaway, rookie. John Smoltz. Again from the '89 Upper Deck set. Such a cool set. If I could get this one for 50 cents, I would take it. Even 52. Alright, I would take it for 52. And then we've got Griffey doubled on that. Sometimes, like I said, I go to just look at Ken Griffey Jr., look at the lowest price, and you could look and be like, alright, what's a cool looking Griffey card that feels like it should be more than, or it's like a card that's like, really, that's the cheapest Griffey card? Like it doesn't look like it should be the cheapest Griffey card, or if it's like a second year card like this one. This is a second year Ken Griffey Jr. card. And you see I have one here. It sells pretty frequently. But there's just not a lot of, there's a lot of competition right now for this, so I would just leave it alone. But like a cool Griffey card that shows his swing or something. This one's kind of cool. It's got that kind of 3D looking thing here. Yeah, I'll just buy this one. Let's see how many. Well, I only have one right now. I'll buy this one. Boop. I'll just grab that. But you can look by lowest, or you can look by recently added and see what's going on. I just got a couple of these Topps Gold because, one of mine sold, and then I went to see what was going on. I have 2 not for sale. I've got the cheapest one available. And what does it sell? It sells not too bad for just a random Griffey card. So I just got these $11.30. I bought all 3 of these $140 a piece. Selling them for $2.20, so it's decent. Alright, I think we're just gonna leave it there for this video so it doesn't get too long. But thank you guys for watching. Hope it's helpful. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Take care.